Hey y'all, it's Dawn again coming at you from my desk here in Texas. Hey y'all, I wanted to share with you something that Father allowed to happen last October, and I do owe you an apology. I need to ask for your forgiveness about being disobedient and not sharing this, but I needed to share this video with you guys. It's not a dream, but it's something Father allowed to happen within 3.5 to 4 hours of each other. That it's just shocking. But I needed to share this out of a spirit of love and sensitivity, so you guys would have the same discernment or the same warning that I did, and same encouragement, because this was really an encouragement. And it's just it was just so shocking. So, okay, last October, I went to Walmart to get some more preps. My husband and I do not hoard. We stock up a little bit every time we go to the store. We can't afford to hoard. We just stock up a little bit at a time. I'm on a fixed income, so we just stock up a little bit at a time. I was raised by depression babies. My grandmommy did that. My grandparents did that, who were sharecroppers. You just store up a little bit at a time as you go. So I went to Walmart last October, and I put my stuff on the conveyor belt, and my friend Hema, G-E-M-A, Miss Hema, was checking me out. And she tapped my bag of flour and my bag of sugar, and she goes, "Miss Dawn, you need to keep doing what you're doing." And I said, "Well, Miss Hema, what do you think I'm doing?" And she grinned, and she said, "You need to keep doing what you're doing." And I said, "Well, why?" And she said, "Come this time next year, people aren't going to be able to afford what little food there is. You need to keep doing what you're doing." And I said, "Girlfriend, how do you know this?" And she said, "Well, we just had a meeting this morning." And I said, "Okay, bless you. May Yehovah bless you tremendously for your words of encouragement and support. And I guess you see that I stock up a little more, every time I come." And she said, "You just need to keep doing what you're doing, and we're doing the same. My household's doing the same thing. You just need to keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing it. Don't stop." And I said, "Okay, thanks. I appreciate you so much. You were such a blessing." So, spoke into her life and loaded up my car, and then I went down the street to my local grocery store. I go and I buy 10 pounds of fresh green beans and some jars, because I'm going to can my green beans, because I leave the canned food, the already processed food, on the shelves for those who don't know how to can, and for the elderly, and for those who can't. I leave that stuff for them and process our own fresh food. So I'm leaving the jar section there at our grocery store, and I see Mr. Jonathan, the local grocer manager. And I said, "Mr. Jonathan, I need you to order me some more jars." We were running out of jars. And he went like this, and he took me over to the green bean can section, the canned vegetables. And he said, "Mrs. Milberger, do you see those green beans I have right there?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "That's all I have." He said, "I don't have any in the back, and I don't have any in the warehouse that supplies my back." And then he said, y'all, I kid you not, he said, "You need to keep doing what you're doing." Y'all, I mean, dang it, y'all, the exact same words that Miss Hema down the road said at Walmart. The exact same words. You need to keep doing what you're doing. And I said, "I will do everything I can, and I will continue to can." I said, "And I need you to find me some more jars, because I'm going to go get another 10 pounds of fresh green beans." And it looks like Granny D here is going to be canning some green beans big time this afternoon. And I thought, Father, they do not know each other. And I didn't ask Jonathan, when they were going to get any, if he knew. He just said that the warehouse didn't have any that supplies the back of the store, that fills up his shelves. So then, y'all, it ain't over. So then I go to checkout, and this little girl runs over, this little bitty old girl runs over, and she said, I'm going to sack your groceries and take you out. I'm like, okay. Usually they ask, do you need help out? Like, well, if I look that bad and that old and tired, then apparently I do. But this time she didn't ask. She just said, I'm going to sack your groceries and take you out. I'm like, okay. So this little girl, she sacked my groceries, and she's pushing my cart out, and she said, I've been watching you. And I said, okay, you've been watching me. And I said, what have you been seeing as you've been watching me? And she said, you're buying a lot of fresh food in jars. Everybody else is buying non-perishables, but you're buying perishables and jars. She said, do you think the world's going to come to an end? And I said, sweetie, first I asked her name. I said, what is your name? She told me her name. I said, my name's Miss Dawn. And I said, how old are you? She goes, I'm 19. And I said, this is an awfully serious question for such a young thing. And I asked her, where is this coming from? And she said, my daddy is the head ER doctor of a medical system here in San Antonio. And he said, when vaccinations are forced, when the dollar collapses and society collapses, the hospitals are going to be the first things that are rushed for medications. There's going to be riots because people are going to need their medications. Specifically, those wanting narcotics. And my jaw just dropped. And I'm just going, wow, sweetie, okay, so your dad said this. And she said, yes. And she said, so he just went and bought a 500-acre farm out in far west Texas so we could get set up out there so we could leave the city. And I said, well, I think that's probably wise. If he feels in his conscience he needs to do that, he needs to do that. And she said, but do you think the world's coming to an end? And I told her, I said, sweetie, I know it's going to come to an end. I just don't know when. And we are one day closer, but I don't know when. And she goes, isn't that in the Bible? And I said, look, we all want the same thing when we die, and that's to end up with the Creator when we pass. We are all on that same journey, and we all think we're right. Everybody thinks they're right. The counsel I offer to you, sweetie, is ask Him who He really is. Don't stop seeking. Don't stop asking. Never get comfortable in your growth with Him, and you're going to be held accountable for what you know. So when I told her that, she seemed to calm down, but I told her the conversation I had with a grocery manager and then the conversation I had with Miss Hema there at Walmart down the road. And she was like, this is everybody seeing the same thing. So these three things happened within a 3.5, 4 hour period on one afternoon in October last year. I don't know what Father is doing with this. I don't know the plan, but I do know that whatever happens, it's already okay on the other side. It's already okay. So if you're watching this and fear starts to bubble up, do not fear. Do not give in to that fear. It's not a sin to struggle with the fear. Just don't give in to the fear. Don't give it its place. Ask people to pray for you. Get in the Word. Start singing praise music, worship music. Get in the Psalms and start adding a tune to the Psalms as you read the Psalms. Just create your own song of the Psalms. Just don't give in to the fear. Walk in wisdom with a sound mind. Prepare as you can. Not everybody can do the same thing. Not everybody has the same physical strength. Not everybody has the same finances. Not everybody is the same. Do what you can, when you can, where you can. Trust Father with the outcome. Trust Him, not your preps. I posted a video earlier about the brush fire coming to the house and how we were being called to evacuate. everything that we had stocked up on, excuse me, I mean, everything that we have done for the past 5 years, my husband and I just looked at each other and said, if it's here when we get back, amen. And if it's not, amen. It's already okay on the other side. So it was a test for us on where we were putting our faith. The preps are not going to save us. The preps aren't going to, if he wanted to feed us like with meat from a raven's mouth, he could do it. If he can make a donkey talk, he can make manna show up. He can do all these things. Trust him, walk in wisdom. But just know, and this is what he's putting on my spirit, Noah prepped. Joseph prepped. Jacob prepped his sons to go to Egypt to ask for food during the famine. Don't think prepping is a sign of a lack of faith. That is nonsense. You have car insurance, you have health insurance. That doesn't mean you're not trusting Father, that you're not going to get sick or have an accident. If he allows it, you will be ready. The same thing goes with your prepping, with stocking up a little bit here and there. It's a different kind of insurance. And it's physical evidence of your discernment of what he's showing you. So please take that to heart. Take it to prayer. Fast if you have to. One thing we're doing around here is we're doing intermittent fasting, and we're trying to get down to 1 meal a day. We are, because we see a famine coming, and if the more we do that, the more things we have to offer to other people. So it's a tough journey cutting out the sugar, but it's well worth it. It'll be worth it for our temples and worth it to help others as well. So anyway, I digress, and I'm going off on a little rabbit trail here. But I wanted to share with you the 3 conversations that Father allowed to come across my path in one afternoon, and the encouragement behind it, the direction behind it, and just know that you are loved and he is for you. He wants you his way. He wants you his way, not our own way. So just remember, it's the glory of Yah, it's the glory of Yehovah to conceal a matter, and it's the honor of kings to search it out. Seek him out. Never stop seeking. Never get comfortable. Continue to seek him and ask him who he really is. Don't ask what he can do for you. Ask you what you can do for him and how you can love him. Okay? So love you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Be blessed. And bye.